This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad. For this is the day that the Lord has made. Hallelujah, hallelujah.
A reading from the book of Genesis. When the hunger came to be felt throughout the land of Egypt, the people cried to the Pharaoh for bread. Pharaoh directed all the Egyptians to go to Joseph and to do whatever he told them. When the famine had spread throughout the land, Joseph opened all the cities that had grain and rationed it to the Egyptians. Since the famine had gripped the land of Egypt, in fact, all the world came to Joseph to obtain the rations of grain, for famine had gripped the whole world. The sons of Israel were among those who came to procure rations. It was Joseph, as governor of the country, who dispensed the rations to all the people. When Joseph's brothers came and knelt down before him with their faces to the ground, he recognized them as soon as he saw them. But Joseph concealed his own identity from them and spoke sternly to them. With that, he locked them up in the guardhouse for 3 days. On the third day, Joseph said to his brothers, "Do this, and you shall live, for I am a God-fearing man, if you have been honest. Only one of your brothers need to be confined in this prison, while the rest of you may go and take home provisions for the starving families. But you must come back to me with your youngest brother. Your words will thus be verified and you will not die." To this they agreed. To one another, however, they said, "Alas, we have been being punished because of our brother. We saw the anguish in his heart when he pleaded with us. Yet we paid no heed. And that is why this anguish has come down upon us." Reuben broke in, "Did I not tell you not to worry to the boy? But you would not listen. Now comes the reckoning of his blood." The brothers did not know, of course, that Joseph understood what they said, since he spoke them through an interpreter. But turning away from them, he wept. The word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
Respond the psalm. Lord, let your mercy be on us as we place our trust in you.
Lord, let your mercy be on us
as we place our trust in you. Give thanks to the Lord on the harp with the 10 streaming lyre. Chant his praises. Sing to him with a new song. Pluck the strings cheerfully with shouts of gladness. Lord, let your mercies be on us as we place our trust in you. The Lord brings to doubt the plans of nations. He foils the design of the peoples. But the plan of the Lord stands forever, the design of his heart through all generations. Lord, let your mercies be on us as we place our trust in you. But see, the eyes of the Lord are upon those who fear him, upon those who, for his kindness, we deliver them from death and preserve them in spite of famine. Lord, let your mercies be on us as we place our trust in you. Please stand. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. The King of God is at hand. Repent and believe in the gospel. Hallelujah, hallelujah.
The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. One day Jesus summoned the 12 disciples and gave them authority over unclean spirits to drive them out, and to cure every disease and every illness. The names of the 12 apostles are these. First, Simon called Peter, and his brother Andrew, James, the son of Zebedee, and his brother John, Philip and Bartholomew, Thomas and Matthew, the tax collector, James, the son of Alphaeus, and Thaddeus, Simon the Canaanite, and Judas Iscariot, who betrayed Jesus. Jesus sent out these 12, after instructing them thus: do not go into pagan territory, or enter a Samaritan town. Go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And as you go, make this proclamation: the kingdom of heaven is at hand. The gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
In our own upbringing and religious education, in one way or another, we have been rightfully taught, clearly taught, that our God is omnipotent, omniscient, powerful, all-knowing, beyond us. He is the creator, we are the creatures. He's powerful and we are weak. And yet, this all-knowing, all-powerful, powerful God of ours needs our help. There was a story during World War II that in some German village that was bombed out, and the pastor of the village came back with the parishioners, and they went into their church, and over the altar they had this huge cross hanging, and the cross was still intact, the body and feet were still intact, but the arms of Jesus were destroyed, blown off. And immediately they wanted to take the cross down and repair it. And the pastor said to them, no, leave it alone. It's a good symbol for all of us. We'll leave it just as it is. A good symbol to remind all of us that God needs us to become his hands to help all who are in need. And we see in the story today of the sending of the 12 that Jesus chose 12 because he needed help. And somehow he found in the 12 open hearts and open minds. Not all of the Jewish community were in that day accepting of Jesus as one who came not to destroy the old, but to renew it. And they just couldn't change. They were stuck in their institutional non-motion. Priestly institution, tradition, it stands firm and it ought to, but also the prophetic dimension also requires movement. And so it's not one or the other, but it's both, that we have to hang out, cling to what is good, sacred, true, and holy, and unchanging, and yet open our minds and our hearts. As I was taught by an elderly nun once when I was visiting her in her retirement home, and she said to me, Father, the human heart and the human mind are like a parachute. They don't work if they don't open. Let us stand up, please.